Ahead on DC News Now at 4.
A new effort to put an end to DC's automated traffic enforcement cameras, why local leaders say they are more than just a money grab.
An ICE shooting in Minneapolis leaves one woman dead.
This was an agent recklessly using power.
It was an act of domestic terrorism.
What we're learning about the immigration enforcement operation.
Plus, staying warm for the rest of the week. Meteorologist Damon Matson is tracking when we could see rain.
DC's Compass Coffee is filing for bankruptcy. How many of the coffee chain stores could soon close for good?
And can you taste the difference? DC News Now is taste testing name brand versus generic brands to help you save and stretch your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And good afternoon. I'm Annalisa Gale. We begin in the district this afternoon, where there's a new effort to put an end to DC's automated traffic enforcement camera program.
And that's according to Politico, which reports that the U.S. Department of Transportation is looking to prohibit the cameras in the nation's capital.
DC News Now's Marielle Carbone joining us live in Northwest Washington. And Marielle, Mayor Bowser is also weighing in on this debate here.
Yeah, she is. You know, some people say that these cameras shouldn't be in place because they're just a way to make money. And listen, the fines are hefty, anywhere from $100 to $500. But city leaders, including the mayor, they argue that these cameras, like the one here on U Street, are an important tool for holding dangerous drivers accountable. Across the district, the hundreds of automated traffic cameras are known to cause a headache.
Yes, and ouch.
But for many drivers and pedestrians alike, they're an important safety tool.
People who live in this city and work in this city, they know where the cameras are and they slow down.
I think we should enforce it even more. Cameras are good. If you can't drive under the speed limit, don't drive.
Still, the federal government is trying to hit the brakes on the program. According to a report by Politico, a U.S. Department of Transportation proposal sent to the White House would prohibit the operation of automated traffic camera enforcement in the District of Columbia.
It is really concerning.
Councilmember Charles Allen chairs DC's Transportation Committee.
For the first time, we've seen a 52% reduction in traffic injuries and deaths, and that's because we're finally holding accountable dangerous drivers, and automated traffic enforcement is part of that strategy.
DC currently has 546 cameras enforcing the speed limit, red lights, stop signs, and more. The cameras rake in big bucks for DC. In a 6-month period between October 2024 and March of 2025, DC issued more than 1.5 million tickets, amounting to more than $176 million in fines.
And 9 times out of 10, when someone gets a ticket, they slow down, they drive more safely.
Allen argues it's not about the money, though that's part of holding a driver accountable. For drivers,
they are an excellent source of revenue. After all, automobiles are a privilege, not a right.
Now, in a statement, the Department of Transportation tells us that it is constantly reviewing policy options and other transportation matters. Mark and Annalisa, for this to actually happen, this needs to be put in legislation and passed and voted on by Congress. Past attempts to do that have failed. Reporting live in Northwest DC, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. Meantime, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser releasing a statement today saying, quote, that removing ATE camera would endanger people in our community. And to read her full statement, you can head to our website at dcnewsnow.com.
Also developing now, the Department of Homeland Security says a woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. This comes after DHS says the woman attempted to run over an ICE officer with a car. The agency says that ICE officer feared for his life and the safety of the public and shot at the woman. He was injured but is expected to be okay. That incident happened during a large-scale immigration operation in the city. The city's mayor, Jacob Fry, had this to say about the shooting.
We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed.
And I want to remind everybody that the act like we saw today of using a vehicle to try to kill an officer and his colleagues and the other people around him is something that every politician, every elected official, everyone in this country should be able to rally around and say that it is wrong.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz also says his public safety team is working to gather more information on this. This is a developing story. We'll be sure to bring you the latest on air and online, also at 5 here on DC News Now.
Let's talk weather and head over to meteorologist Damon Matson with a first look at our forecast. And Damon, I have to ask my co-anchor a question. Are you enjoying this mild winter warm-up?
Yes, had to get outside no matter what, especially when it was at the warmest there. I felt amazing around 2 p.m., Damon. Hey. It was really nice. Felt like Florida.
Yeah, a little bit. I kind of compared it to southern winters a little bit because of those temperatures jumping up as much as they did today. Because, yeah, folks, we finally hit that next major step in this warm-up. We saw some minor improvements on Monday and Tuesday, but today all the ingredients lined up. And while unusual, this is certainly something I hope many of us are soaking up and enjoying. Temperatures easily into the 60s from D.C. southward. We're right at 60 degrees. All the way across southern Maryland, and then as you head down towards central Virginia all day long, that's where the warmest air has been. Down toward Culpeper and Orange, it's been in the mid 60s. Now as you go north, a little bit chillier, yes, but not too bad either. Middle to upper 50s across the I-70 corridor out toward the Allegheny front, and that is a big time change up. Yesterday we managed to just get up to around 50 degrees. We're blowing past that today as, yeah, the sunshine and some wind coming off of the higher terrain helped us really get that boost. Now, it's going to be a beautiful evening ahead of us as we wrap up this Wednesday, feeling very spring-like straight through sunset. But as we head into the night tonight, clear skies, calm winds with high pressure settling overhead will allow some chill to enter back into the picture heading into Thursday morning. But it's extremely short-lived. The warm-up is far from done. We'll talk about how much longer it sticks around these warmer temperatures and when some wet weather will try to interrupt the party. That's all coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. An update to a story in Northern Virginia. The man shot and killed by Loudoun County deputies yesterday has been identified. Deputies identified the man as 30-year-old Connor Peltzer. They say that they confronted him in a Walmart parking lot in connection to an attempted bank robbery on Monday in Dulles Crossing. Officials tell us that after they approached his car, he stepped out with a gun. That's when he was shot, sending him to the hospital where he later died. Both the shooting and the attempted robbery remain under investigation.
Also in Fairfax County, a pedestrian was injured in a hit-and-run crash in Annandale. It happened this morning on Little River Turnpike and Wakefield Chapel Road. Police say the driver of a dark-colored sedan did not stay on the scene. The man was taken to a nearby hospital with serious condition. The investigation now is ongoing.
Alexandria police say a stolen Amazon truck has been found. They say that the truck was stolen last night off of Duke Street right in front of the Halal Market. About 25 minutes later, the truck was located in a parking lot on Holmes Run Parkway. Police say that no arrests have been made.
Well, a sign of tough times now for Washington, D.C.'s dining landscape. A local coffee shop chain, Compass Coffee, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
And that filing and the announcement from the coffee chain came yesterday, and the chain could be looking to close almost a dozen stores.
Yeah, DC News Now's Randy Bass joining us live at their shop at the corner of 14th and I Streets there. Randy, it's a big shakeup for DC's coffee scene. Definitely our top story on DCNewsNow.com.
Yes, and word of that bankruptcy filing traveled very fast across the city overnight, and Compass Coffee patrons and customers we talked to today, they told us they were surprised to hear of plans to close some of the coffee chain's popular stores, including this one here at 14th and I Streets near McPherson Square Metro. Compass Coffee announcing and filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy Tuesday, filing these documents in court and putting out this statement saying in part, Washington is experiencing a broad contraction across the restaurant and cafe sector, affecting national chains and local institutions. Rising costs, reduced foot traffic, and structural changes to work patterns have reshaped the economics of urban retail citywide. Compass also says it's hoping the Chapter 11 process gives them a path forward to continue operating.
along with a filing asking the court for lease rejections at 10 of its 24 locations, which could ultimately allow them to shut down operations there. 1 in Maryland, 2 in Virginia, and 7 shops in D.C., saying these locations have become unprofitable. But for now, they stay open, including this one at 14th and I Streets near Franklin Park and McPherson Square Metro.
I was quite sad to learn yesterday that they might be filing for Chapter 11. I'm hoping that there's sort of some kind of rescue where one of the incumbents can buy the brand, keep it going.
The news about Compass Coffee comes as other popular spots announce closures too, like Mi Vida on 14th Street and Chicken and Whiskey in Navy Yard. The Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington released a report in December showing nearly 100 restaurants, bars, and cafes closed citywide in 2025. Those numbers trending up for a third year in a row, many of them reporting higher food and labor costs.
I think that obviously people struggled to recover from COVID, so I imagine it's just not easy to operate anymore.
Yes, and we reached out to Compass Coffee representatives for an interview today. They referred us back to their statement and their court filings for any information that we were looking for. You can head to our website at dcnewsnow.com for a full list of stores that could close in the near future. In Northwest, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Randy, thank you. And a heads up for diners, you can access special discounts this month through DC's Winter Restaurant Week. Food lovers can experience the flavors at various restaurants over 3-course meals. Restaurants will have prefix menus for lunch, brunch, and dinner. Early reservations are available. Winter Restaurant Week begins January 19th and runs through the 25th.
Well, students, teachers, and administrators at one Montgomery County Elementary School came together this morning to be recognized as a Blue Ribbon School. Wilson Williams Elementary School in Clarksburg was named in October. The Maryland Blue Ribbon Schools program recognizes schools for their remarkable academic performance and national and state test scores. It also highlights their success in narrowing achievement gaps among diverse student groups. The principal of the school spoke about what this means.
I think the biggest achievement within this is because it's recognizing our growth of students. So it's recognizing that we're meeting the needs of of all of our students.
It really takes the parents, the teachers, the administrators, the staff, the students themselves working hard, and it's going to give them opportunity in life, and that's what school's about.
Well, Wilson Williams Elementary is one of 7 schools in the state of Maryland to receive that Blue Ribbon Award.
Well, still ahead, a community in mourning after a Maryland teen suddenly passed away over the winter break. How neighbors are reacting.
Top leaders brief in the House and the Senate about U.S. operations in Venezuela, what it means for lingering questions about the U.S.'s involvement.
And later, can you taste the difference? We're stretching your dollar with a way to test your savings by buying generic when we come back.